Is there like a all or nothing about paleo, or can you do like modified paleo? And how long have you been doing paleo?
Well, I've been doing it for 2 years, just over 2 years, and there is a whole variety of the degree to which people tend to be paleo, and I would say I'm probably at the 90% mark.
Right.
Mark Sisson wrote the Primal Blueprint, and he sort of popularized it for many people. He calls it primal, but it's paleo with some dairy in it. And his sort of mantra is aim for 100%, and you'll end up at 80%. And
Okay.
that's a good benchmark to sort of measure yourself by. I'm probably a bit more than that, and until recently, my family were not one in my family who was eating this way. Although I sort of, I'm in control of what my kids eat, so they sort of had to eat my way. But my husband wasn't. And then one day he sort of just flipped a switch and came on board, and essentially had better results than I have, really.
Okay.
And we sort of keep very strict at home. And then when we go out into the sort of big wide world, a number of issues come up, and you have to be quite, well, I tend to be quite measured in how I handle those. There are, if I went to a restaurant, I would sort of ask for substitutions and do the best I can, but you have to give up some control over your food when you're eating paleo outside. And then there's the sort of social aspect, especially when you're going to visit family. If they don't see, they express their love through their food, and
Yeah,
they've
yeah.
made this pie for you or whatever. Especially for me, because I'm seeing my family so rarely, a couple of times a year. And you sit there and you go, the kind thing is to
Yeah,
eat
yeah,
this,
exactly.
and so that's where my 10% non-paleo comes in. But it's a big struggle for a lot of people who are living with people who aren't paleo, who have to interact with people outside, who have a coworker who sort of has this big pile of sweets or candy on their desk constantly. It's a big challenge for them to sort of stay the path. And that's what my blog is about, really. It's about
Yeah.
strategies and ideas to handle those sorts of situations.
Okay. So paleo, just for me to get this right, paleo is not a you don't have like a day off. It's a 24/7 thing, right? You commit to the rules, what you're going to eat and what you're not going to eat, and then that's it. You don't have like, I mean, you might waver from time to time, like you say in the your 10% or 20%. Um, and it's interesting that you say that, because that means something I believe in quite strongly is the 80/20 rule for pretty much anything. And the 80/20
Uh,
rule clearly works for this. Like if you aim for 100% and you end up with 80 or 90%, it still works, right? It's just, you don't have to be perfect. But as long as the
no.
intention's there and you do the best you can, you're following these principles, it's going to be good for your health. That's the idea, right?
Right. Right. And, there are definitely hardcore paleo people who are saying, you too lax. You won't see the results, and you won't get the inflammation down, and you won't get rid of your chronic disease. There definitely is that element of paleo out there.